Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the premiere of the AM1 Championship here in Season 15, Contest of Speed. We are here getting ready for round one in Bahrain. I'm joined in the booth by the reigning and no longer defending champion in AM1, Red Devil. How we doing tonight, sir?
Hello. That is so painful to hear that I can't go in and defend the title, but it is what it is. Uh, yeah, the grill looks fantastic, and it's gonna be a pleasure watching these guys race tonight. And it's gonna be a pleasure watching or commentating with you, I want to say, tonight. So yeah, looking forward.
Yeah, looking forward to 12 round season. Going to be a bit different from last season. Obviously, you got a completely different calendar, and this grid is completely different, as you mentioned. It's going to be really exciting to see what happens. Red Devil no longer on the grid. A lot of the big hitters from last season are also not on the grid, so it's anybody's game as we go into it. But let's take a look at the lineup that we've been talking about for the moment. You can see on your screen there the AM1 driver lineup. Bunch of good teams, honestly, good combinations of drivers. There's one driver that's not updated in there in the bottom right hand corner for Haas. That's actually Puck's F1 is filling in for Gladiator instead. But other than that, everybody on your screen is in that team. Red Devil. Who are your sneaky picks early on?
Well, well, first off, I think Gladiator has been subbed off for Pugs, so Pugs is actually a full-time driver
Yes,
in
that's
Scott.
that's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he is actually the only defending champion going back into the AM1 grid. He is technically the constructors champion. So, yeah, he's going to be definitely one to watch out for. You got like so many of these guys. Let's start off with the Red Bull. I mean, DB and Cam, they look like a good duo, don't they? Like, both of them winning couple of races last season in AM2, moving up to AM1, and they have, and this looks like an AM2 grid from last season anyway, so they should be fighting at the top. What do you think?
Yeah, I think those guys they frequently were wheel to wheel last season. It's going to be exciting to see how they work together as a team now. Whether there are any team orders or they're still going to be giving us that exciting action in the booth. Time will tell. It's not too far away now from that moment, but yeah, I think they'll be a really strong team. Cost Mindset and Geo, you have to almost not forget about those guys. You got to shut those guys out pretty quickly because Mindset is quick on his day and Geo's pace test looked pretty quick as well. So I'm expecting quite a performance from Ferrari. McLaren as well, not a bad shout. Vamu, a former champion in AM1, lead the follower. He was pressing you a couple times last season in a few of the races, so I think that they'll be pretty strong as well. What do you think about the McLaren duo?
Well, yeah, like you said, Vamu, two-time AM1 champion, so he's definitely got to be one of the favorites going in. And like you said, Ferraris, they look like a strong couple of drivers. It'll be interesting to see how they'll match up, though. Would they be like a Hamilton Bottas kind of situation where there's a clear number one driver, or is it going to be like a Hamilton Rosberg thing where it's just they're both going to be fighting it tooth and nail for that win. So it's going to be interesting to see. And there's also like if you look at the last four seasons in AM1, uh, so I'm a little bit of a stats guy and a little bit of a nerd, so I like to look at these things. There's been two champions from Ferrari and two champions from Mercedes. Season 11 was Vermu in the Ferrari. Season 12 was Vermu again in the Mercedes. Season 13 was Jiboon in the Ferrari, and season 14 was back with Mercedes, with me, Red Devil. So season 15, if you go by that, it's going to be a Ferrari who's going to be winning the championship. So
I think you lost Boone in the chat, but yeah, I was following you there. We're looking like a Ferrari championship if history is anything to go off of. But I think it's most importantly here, over 10 drivers making their AM1 debut. With some of them both drivers in the same team, first time in AM1. So it's going to be really exciting to see. I'm sure those guys are really hyped up to be in the top tier now in cost. And one team that we may not have mentioned there of a couple that could be the fan favorite, Pablo plays and Bandute. The Bandute fan club is widespread across the nation, and I know they're going to be rooting for their guy tonight, and Pablo plays as well. What do you think that those guys can accomplish this season?
yeah, I mean Pablo, as we all know, I think he had a really good pace test, and he's shown. He won the last race in Abu Dhabi as well. A fantastic move, I think, in the last lap. So he definitely can challenge at the top, as well as Bandute. He showed glimpses, I think, last season, but it never, mounted to anything. But I think this season, he'll be looking to correct those mistakes and try and get in the points with Pablo fighting at the top, if Bandit can get those points in, he might, they might challenge for constructors, maybe. It is quite possible. And also, like you said, we have an Alpine, a new duo, I think, Goat and Seb. So they
Yeah,
might be looking strong. I don't know too much about them, but someone did tell me that they're really good drivers. So, I'm excited to see what they can bring to the table. You got the Brothers of Destruction in Fragley and Surazzle in
yeah.
the Kick Cover. So yeah, really excited to see. I think Surazzle in Abu Dhabi got like P6 in the M2 grid essentially. So he will be looking to get some good points. And Fragley got a podium in Hungary, I want to say. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them. Jay Supreme as well, an accomplished AM1 driver. He'll be looking to form that alliance with Pucks. And yeah, I think they could challenge for the constructors as well.
Definitely, yeah. And Kryptonic Swang is another one of those drivers that's returning from AM1 last season. He's paired up with Nick AC, who we've almost forgotten, as well as Some Good Salt. Both those two drivers have been champions in their previous tiers in the past. Some Good Salt maintaining his teammate from last season with Heavy Chalice. So I think that covers the entire grid. We're in for a good one. We're fast approaching the start of this race. I think we will basically just hang back now, wait for the race to start, and yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple moments.
Welcome back to Contest of Speed.
Contest of speed.
Contest of speed.
Contest of speed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here trackside at the Bahrain International Circuit, getting ready for the AM1 Championship to get underway. 5.4 kilometers, 15 turns, 3 DRS zones, and everybody's just getting their setups all dialed in as we get it ready for this race. Red Devil. We went over a bit of a grid overview before we started this race, but I'm just curious, who's your pick for tonight as we go into qualifying? You have any early favorites before we get started?
That's a, a very interesting question. You got Mindset coming out nice and early, locking up into turn one. I think he's got to be the favorite, right? I mean, at least one of them. Mindset, we all know, is like. I saw someone comment he's the dark horse. No, he's not. He is the favorite, I think, coming into this race along with his teammate. Uh, I think Salt will have a good race. Qualifying, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's gonna be the Ferraris in the front row. Vamu will be interesting to see though. I want to see him up there.
We'll see how Vamu can go. We do have a prediction that's live, and it looks like everybody is taking the over as it stands. So someone could win a lot of cost points, which, by the way, we are working out some different ways that you can actually use those cost points. There may be a couple options available if you haven't noticed. Tonight, I think we have one that you can choose a driver to be on board with on quali, and then another one is to suggest a prediction for the race. So if you want to spend some cost points now that you've earned so many, making up these bold predictions throughout the history of costs, now's the time. We're going to be adding more of those, but you can start playing with those. Just a couple options. But Mindset's about to start a lap. Devil, you are a guru when it comes to Formula One. Would you care to take us around a lap with Mindset?
All right, let's go. Mindset, open up that DRS through the main straight down into turn one. Doesn't lock up this time. Gets a pretty good exit. Gets up into fourth gear now, going into turn four, into the second DRS zone. Let's see what his first sector split is going to be, because it'll be interesting to see or compare his time to the guys behind. It's a 28.5, purple obviously, going into the tricky middle sector. A lot of places where you can lose the car. He just goes over the curb there, but I don't think he lost a lot of time. Onto this tricky section, turn 10, I believe. Gets a good exit, uses a little bit of overtake there, goes back into hot lap mode. Coming up into turn 12. Tricky, very fast section of the track. It's sometimes advisable to use the curves, but it can throw you out if you don't take it properly. 105 through the middle sector. Coming up into the back straight now for Mindset. Looking like a good lap. He has a little bit of ERS to play with as well. 20% coming out into the checker, or coming up across the line here. It's going to be a 27.7 pole position for Mindset. That is a fantastic lap.
Not a bad lap to start out the night. What a banker from the former and current AM1 driver. He has, I believe, won Constructors Championship in the past with Vamu or maybe with someone else. I can't remember, but yeah, looking quick early. Seb also looking quick. Another new driver, Heavy Chalice up in the P4. And all the drivers now starting to set laps. Let's try to jump on board with
Kryptonic with a 28.0. Well, great lap from him.
yeah, what a fantastic lap. Jumping on board now with one of the fan favorites, Bandute. He sets a lap good enough for 8th at the moment.
Mindset's teammate Gio is coming across the line now. It is going to be a 27.7 P2. Like I said, Ferrari looking strong. Fragley now next, 28.7 for him, P6.
Not a bad lap from Fragley there. Fragley jumping up from AM2 last season, and as you said, his teammate jumping up from AM3. Scherzel, both those drivers making the jump into AM1. We've got Pucks, I believe, coming across the line next. The Haas driver just joined full time today. He's out of ERS. He goes up to P6 with that lap, 28.594. Early bankers coming in fast and furious. 20 drivers on the grid tonight, which is absolutely beautiful. Love to see just an absolutely stacked grid. And yeah, anything can happen when it's a full grid, right? There's just so many variables at play with all those extra drivers out there.
As lead the follower crosses the line, P7, 28.4. Not a bad lap from the McLaren.
And we're on board now with the Aston Martin of Nick AC jumping up from AM2 as well. Former AM3 champion. He's going through turn 15 now, getting the power down. ERS is out. DRS is open. It's good enough for P12, just outside of the points there. And these laps just finishing up for the first one. Vamu hasn't come out yet, interestingly enough.
The move is always a bit late coming out of qualifying. Chubb coming across the line now. It's going to be a 29.8 for him, P17. Let's see, who's next? Is Seb setting a lap? No, so his teammate is probably the next driver.
Goat,
Although, sorry.
goat, I said. Just
Oh, sorry, Goat,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. He's on a lap now. He's going through turn 8, going up to turn 9 and 10 now. Look like a decent first sector. Yeah, a couple more corners to navigate now. He's flying through sector 2. DRS is open. One of the last drivers to set their first banker lap. 11 minutes left to go in qualifying. What did we set the over under to? 0.5, right? I think
1.5, I
there's
think, yeah.
30K on the under, I'm told. 1K on the over. I'm sure these guys could improve, but if they don't, that one person who put 1K on the over is going to win a lot of coinage.
You mean on the under, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
As Goat is about to cross the line now, Cam also closely following, so we'll keep an eye out for both of these drivers. Goat coming across the line, 28.5, P8. Not a bad lap.
And Cam next across the line from P11 stays in P11. No, he jumps up to P8. I thought he had crossed the line already. Jumps up to P8 for the Red Bull driver. Interesting teammate combination between him and DB the Best, who's, by the way, spun out or off the track between turns 1 and 2. Oh, a little slippery still with those hot and dirty tires.
Let's see. Jay Supreme is another driver who hasn't set a lap, going through the first or second sector now. 1070 doesn't. That's gonna be somewhere in the 29s maybe. Vamu is also on his out lap, just about going through the final corner now, about to start. So we'll jump on board with him next, I guess. But we'll see what Jay Supreme can do.
J Supreme next across the line from the Haas. He is P17 as it stands. Vamu just going through turn 1 now. We've got Mindset on an outlap as well. Krypton on an outlap. Geo starting an outlap. Pablo on an outlap. So all the guys in the top 5, besides Salt, are starting to get ready for their next runs. Potentially a used run. Team Mindset with the fastest lap, but Pablo and Seb both taking a fastest sector for themselves, and Vamu setting a fastest first sector, it looks there.
Yeah, he's matched Pablo there in the first sector. So yeah, looking to challenge back again Vamu for that title. He is, the two-time champion AM1. He's looking to make that 3. So yeah, he'll be looking to put a marker down in the first qualifying session of the season.
Getting all the way up to 303 kilometers an hour there before standing on the brakes. Going through turn 11 and 12 now. Yellow flag. Looks like it's all sorted. Vamu setting another purple sector, so he's really feeling it in this early stage of qualifying. His first lap coming a little bit later than everybody else's, but not shy of any confidence, using all the track going down into the final 2 corners, turn 14 there, and the little kink there, turn 15. Coming across the line, going through the gears. What's it going to be for the McLaren driver? Oh, it's just shy of the Ferrari tonight for his first run. 127.8, but Mindset and Geo
My
are not too far behind, far
mindset
ahead.
is improving by 2.5 tenths in the first sector. So if he hooks this lap up, it's going to be in the 4s or possibly the 3s. Krypton is improving as well, behind Mindset. So yeah, he's 2 and a bit tenths. So yeah, he is getting closer to that 27.4s, is Mindset.
Mindset's daddy saying we're all going to get paid. Here he comes now through the final couple turns. Mindset has a 27.7 on the board as it stands. 2 purple sectors. And it's going to be a 4/10 improvement down to the 27.3 mark for the Ferrari driver. And that is your prediction for tonight. Anybody who took the under, you're getting paid $1,000 on extra divided between the 30 of you. So probably not very much. But congratulations to everybody who did vote. Let's jump back to Geo now. I think that they're pushing on their lap. They've got some traffic. They're all getting out of the way nicely, though.
Pablo also right behind him. He's also pushing. Let's see what Salt is doing. He's starting a lap. Seb is about to cross the line now. He's a 10th up on his middle sector. It's going to be a 28.1. Puts him up into P. Actually, he didn't improve. He matched his time, so no improvement there for him.
Geo
Gio
matched
is
his time,
fourth.
though. He matched the time of Mindset. He's looking like if he can improve on this third sector, he might jump in front of his teammate on their second runs. What's it going to be? He's coming across the line now, and it is enough. 127.2.
Wow.
Wow, what a
Wow,
fast
these
lap.
guys are gonna fight it till the end. Pablo does decide to go back in though, but Salt is 2 and a bit half tenths up on his time, so he's gonna be looking to get into that 27s. Maybe not challenge Geo and Mindset, but possibly get ahead of Vamu and Krypton. Coming up into the middle sector, he lost a little bit of time, but still, uh, 0.17 down or up on his time, so he'll probably get into the 27s. Coming up through the final corner.
Maybe a bit of an improvement. Might jump 1 or 2 positions here. The AM2 champion, now on AM1, he goes up to P4. That's really solid to get onto the second row there for the Williams driver. And looking like, besides the Ferraris, a whole bunch of different constructors in the top 10. So it's exciting. I think besides Ferrari, just McLaren, the only other one.
Fragley improving by a tenth and a bit here, coming through the first sector, but he lost a bunch of time going through the middle sector. So maybe he will abandon this lap. Let's see, Surazzle though, he also has no battery left, so maybe going back into the pits. Cam is improving, is he? No, he's matching his time. Let's see, who else is on a he is right now. Think we're getting ready for that final lap of the race.
Yeah, I think it's 5 minutes left in qualifying. We have smashed the prediction. I'm not sure if that got paid out yet. Devil, did you vote on that?
No, I did not. I did not vote on it. So let me actually pay it out, I guess. Let's see. I was too busy with the host. Oh
Sure.
well.
All the fans will be absolutely elated when they get paid out. Goat is on a flying lap right now. He set a purple sector two, about a half a second off of Gio's margin, but he is improving on his lap time, especially with that fastest middle sector. Yeah, Charlie, these graphics that you can see, they are available to use. They take a bit of setup though, and that's Trepago jumping up to P5. Pretty solid up there, two purple sectors. So does he still have something in the tank in the 27s with the other top five? Looks like that's going to be the mark if you want to get into the top five tonight.
Yeah, he has to get back into the pits now really quickly if he wants to go back out.
Mumu on a lap now. Could he be starting his last set of flyers here?
Uh, his teammate lead the follower a bit ahead of Mamu there, coming up into the first sector now. Uh, Split. We'll see what his time is. He's about matching his previous best, 28.5. Not an improvement. Vamu is 10th and a bit up, but still a 10th down on Mindset and Geo, I think.
3 minutes left in qualifying now. Uh, Looks like Ferrari is gonna be the team to beat though for sure.
Yep. Uh, Supreme is no. He's preparing for a hot lap, I think. Nick AC is starting a hot lap. Yeah. So I think the first ones to set a lap is going to be lead the follower, who is not improving, but he has a chunk of his battery left though, 46%. So he might want to use it a little bit more. I don't think he's used his battery efficiently enough if he has so much charge left. But across the line now, lead the follower, 28. Oh, P6. Great lap from the McLaren.
Yeah, definitely a very good lap. I wonder where he could have
Teammate
been.
though, sorry, teammate though improves by 4 tenths, 27.5, cements that P3 spot.
Definitely going to be a tough margin to beat now against Mamu, but he does have enough time to recharge, I believe, and go for a final lap if those tires have enough life. Though this circuit is very well known for its high degradation, so not sure they'll have the performance that he's looking for at the end of the day. Mindset's on an out lap. Everybody's going to be coming out of the pits now to start their final laps. I believe we had Chubb Tucker on his flying lap to see if he's finding any improvement through these stages of the lap.
DB is on a lap, so is Cam Tizzle. Cam Tizzle is a tenth and a bit up on his time. DB is matching his first sector. So I think it's gonna be Cam or no, Chubb is gonna be the first one, I guess, to set a lap time.
Chubb's
Let's
coming
see.
across the line now. He jumps up to P18. A bit of an improvement there for the V-Carb driver. Cam Tizzle now coming out of the final turn. Battery
Has
is
no
blinking. He has improved on the first two sectors. And it's a 28-0. Ooh, it is crazy tight at the top end of the field here.
DB coming across, coming towards the middle sector right now, a tenth up on his time. That will put him only in P12. He needs a lot. He needs to find a lot more time if he needs to challenge or get in the top 10 even. DB opens up that GRS, about to cross the line now. It's going to be a 28.5, only P11. Heavy Chalice is 2.5 bit up on his time. Uh, we got Geo. He's actually slowed down, so I think that's done and dusted for him. Mindset.
Mindset is behind Gio on
Yeah.
his lap. He has a green per sector. Only a tenth splitting those two Ferraris right now, or less than a tenth splitting the two Ferraris. So he's just looking for a little bit of an improvement. Lead the follower, as well as his teammate Vamunable, have called it quits for qualifying in the pit lane. They're comfortable with that. Everybody now has started their lap except for Trepagoat. He's got 6 seconds. I'm not sure he's gonna make it to the line. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and
Oh,
he's the first driver to take the checkered flag, but he was on a lap, I think. It gets up to P5 with that, or no? Mindset takes a bit
Mindset.
of a tow.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Has his teammate given him the pole position, the mindset about to cross the line now? Is it going to be the 26s? No, 27.276. Pole position or provisional pole, at least for mindset. Let's see who can challenge.
Regularly coming across the line now from P14. He jumps up to P11. That's a pretty solid. We got the Mercedes and the Red Bull coming across the line now. I think Pablo just improved. Let's see. Oh, that's Bandit. Where's Pablo? There he is coming across the line. He does improve. 27.708. Nicely done for him. Up to P4.
Pucks is about to cross the line, I think, next. Let's see. Oh, no, not Pucks. I think his teammate, though. Supreme, 28.1.
Some good salt now from 27. Oh, there we go. 27.6. He jumps in front of Pablo with the fastest final sector. Now let's cut to Pucks coming across the line. P15 up to P12 with that lap. He's going to be starting just outside the points, but anything can happen in this
Oh,
race, I believe.
Steph's got a
Besides,
27.9, but he invalidated, unfortunately. Heavy Chalice is the last to cross the line. No improvement, though. And that is qualifying.
that is qualifying. Mindset is going to be your man on pole position tonight with the first round of qualifying in the books. Ferrari locking out the front row. Vamu in P3. Some good salt in P4. Just a tenth behind Vamu. So Pablo Play is also just a bit of a tenth behind. Some good salt ahead. We have a pretty exciting race shaping up in front of us, especially if Mindset and Geo start to battle a little bit and don't work team orders too well. But we'll see how it goes. Devil, any early predictions before we cut away here?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Mindset and Geo, they look the class of the field at the moment. But Famu and Salt are not too far behind. Pablo even, he's saying, he was like, yeah, this grid is too fast for me, but he's not that far off. Goat, also good lap from him, lead the follower. You expect him to challenge at least in the at least with a podium position, and he's in P7, so good laps from a lot of these guys. Surprised to see a couple of them at the bottom. Kryptonic looked to be strong in the early parts, but he's only P8, but maybe he has a race pace. Pucks down there in P14 or 13, that's pretty low for his standards. We got a couple of surprises. DB also not performing as expected, I think. But maybe they have the better race pace. Who knows?
Time will tell. Well, we'll be back with you guys just in a moment.
Welcome back to Contest to Speed.
Contest to speed.
Contest of speed.
Contest of speed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just waiting to get underway here for the first round of the AM1 Championship. I've got Devil in the booth with me. It's BK here with y'all tonight. And we had an exciting qualifying. Ferrari locking out the front row, Famu in the wings, as well as another former champion, Some Good Salt. We have anything can happen tonight. We're getting ready for the race. Prediction is live if you guys want to get some cost points in there. But 29 long laps ahead of us underneath the lights in Bahrain. Red Devil, we're looking to see what mindset can do from pole here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I've been saying this entire stream, Ferraris, they look strong. I want to ask everybody in the chat, who do you think is going to win this race? Is it
Yeah,
going to be a Ferrari masterclass, or are they going to pull out the classic Ferrari strategy and let someone like Vibu or who else is behind? I forgot who was
some
P4,
good
but yeah,
salt.
some it's all you got Pablo.
Yeah,
One of them is going to win this, take the win out of the Ferrari. Let us know in the chat.
yeah. Let us know in the chat what you guys' thoughts are. Absolutely astounding turnout tonight from the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the premiere round of AM1. Lots of action to come. If you are interested in getting involved, the Discord link is there. Thank you so much, Potty, for just being on the ball with that. But these guys really thinking about their strategies now. Potentially, are we going to see some rain? Oh, we're ready to go here. 5 red lights are coming on. Ferrari is on the front row. Mindset leading away, and we're green for round 1 of the AM1 Championship. Looks like Goat getting a position early on Pablo, but Mindset chops across Gio. Gio's going to be vulnerable from Some Good Salt on the inside, as well as the Alpine of Goat. Oh, a little bit of contact there in the back, but Mindset gets away. Decent. Goat just hanging on in the wings now, right behind Vamu. He's going to look to the outside. Vamu is under pressure now going into turn 4. Some Good Salt making up a few good positions there. Gio dropped back too. And we're racing here in AM1, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of people getting up, getting a few good spots. The top our mindset is still at there, but Gio has lost 4 positions now and is down in P6. And now he's been attacked by Kryptonic, who's on the soft tires. Gio on those hards,
Oh,
and
Gio's off the
both of them
track.
go wide.
Gio's way off the track there.
Wow.
Ferrari struggling early. Oh, and there's some contact there
Oh,
between the Mercedes of, I think that was Pablo and Schurzal. Pablo also dropping back massively from that.
yeah.
I wonder if Gio and Pablo making a little bit of contact there, causing them to lose some positions. But Gio desperately trying to fight back. Mindset being kept honest now by Some Good Salt and Vamu, closing him, keeping him close
We got
company.
yellows. Oh, Chubb is off in the middle sector, unfortunately. Missing left end plate for him.
Missing front left end plate for the V-carb. Oh, Gio's all over the track with those hard tires. He just does not have the grip. And that's another position drop for the Ferrari early on. What there was looking like a sure lockout. And Salt is putting the AM1 former driver Mindset under pressure into turn 1. Ferrari hangs on to that position, but Some Good Salt, good on him for
Goat
keeping him
gets
in position.
the position on Bermudo. He's up into P3 on those medium tires. And Vamu is now under pressure from Kryptonic, who's made his way up into P4 on those soft tires. He's looking good. Stubbly also up into P5. Vamu is losing positions, as well as Gio. Not having a
Oh,
great
big
time.
send there from Kryptonic on the inside of Trepagoat. He takes that position back, and he's up into P3 now. Mindset is under massive pressure from these 4 drivers behind. Looks like Salt was looking for a couple moves earlier on in this lap, but he doesn't get it to stick. And DRS is available now. Mindset does not have the luxury of using that. Wow, Devil, we're starting off quick. Mindset is holding the corner, but Krypton's on the inside of Stubbly, holding on that position. He lost it to Trepagoat, and Trepagoat putting pressure on Salt ahead. These two are wheel to wheel through 13.
Wow, this is shaping up to be a great race. But they should leave Mindset alone, though. If they fight, Mindset could pull away. But yeah, Salt has, pulled Mindset back in. So P1 to P11, all still within that DRS.
These guys are
Like,
fighting like crazy. Some Good Salt and Mindset and go 3-1 into turn 1. Some Good Salt looks like he's taking the lead of this race on lap 3. Oh, Goat's on the inside. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel bang in there, but Salt gets ahead with those hard tires. He's leading this pack away, and I've actually got to switch over leaderboard. Take us away, Devil.
oh, we got a little bit of battle going behind as well. We got Seb, Pablo, and the rest of the field having a great, I don't know, rumble, I want to say. People losing their wings. I think that Kick Saubers, both Kick Saubers maybe, are missing end plates.
Oh my goodness, look at this fight from P4 down. These guys are absolutely racing right now. Trepagoat managed to get into the lead of this race with Some Good Salt behind Mindset now.
Lead the follower just hit the back of Pucks, and he's lost his front wing, I think.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
missing right end plate. Yeah, unfortunate. Nothing Pucks could do there. I think lead the follower just locked up his tires. Bermudo getting his position back, maybe with Sol fighting away, but not letting him escape. Trepagoat still in the lead of the race. Mindset closely following behind in P2.
Stubley
Wow.
now in P3. He made some distance between him and Some Good Salt. Some Good Salt was looking to be taking the lead on the start of this last lap, but he's down in P4 now. What will Trepagoat do to defend? He's got a decent gap to Mindset, so I don't think he's going to have to worry about it. Mindset's under a bit of pressure now, though. Oh, it doesn't look like Stubby's going for the move. Oh, what a race this is going to be tonight. There are only 4 laps in. So much action already up and down the grid. You can see
Pucks losing a position to Cam. Cam on those mediums. Pucks on those softs. Already, but you got Stubley in P3. That has got to be the start of the race. I want to see how many positions lost and gained.
you can see
changes
on the screen now,
Oh, yeah.
Trepagoat making up 5 and Stubley, as you said, making up 8 positions through 4 laps.
Wow.
Both those drivers making huge inroads early on in the Bahrain Grand Prix to start out their race. They're looking very strong here. And what was, like we said, almost looked like a bulletproof Ferrari to start qualifying. That's all come undone now. Mindset's not in the race. Gio's down in P7. Vamu's out of there as well. Whose race is this going to be tonight?
I have no idea, but I am pumped. That's all I can say. Like, wow. Like, this is an amazing battle. Top 10, still in the DRS. It's all going to be, between tire management, ERS management. Everything's going to play out to determine the winner of this race. Trepagoat having a fantastic debut as well, for his first race. But Mindset and Stubley looking to get that position. Stubley sends it down the inside. Challenging Mindset going into turn 2 and 3, but Mindset is able to hold him off. Vamu with a 3-second time penalty. That is going to hurt his race.
100%. Oh, a little bit of wing smashing each other there. Mindset hitting the back of Trepagoat, and that's given an opportunity actually to Some Good Salt. He wisely backs out of it going into turn 5 and 6. Not many places you can overtake going into there. Are we going to see a lunge now going into 8? No, everybody's staying. Linus Stern there. Kryptonic actually defending a little bit from Vamu on the outside. He's still holding a little bit of a defensive shape here as we go into 9 and 10. But no space for Vamu to pull the up and under like Sneaky Alonso a couple seasons ago.
I'm looking at Seb and Pablo here. If they can work together and these guys battle at the front, they can actually pull themselves into this battle for the victory. Like, Seb is closing in. He was 2 point something behind Nick. Now he's 1.92 second margin. So he's definitely closing. If Pablo can work with him and have the same pace as the Alpine, they can catch back up to this field.
100%. It's anybody's game now. It's not too far ahead between that gap that's in from P10 to P11, or sorry, P11 to P12. I don't know which way that direction that's going, but Mindset looking closer than he has before. Also Kryptonic on the inside. Everybody's looking for a move here on lap 6. Mindset's trying to retake the lead. Stubley and the V-Carb and the Williams, Some Good Salt side by side, but Mindset takes the lead of the race. Trepagoat trying to fight back and hang on to P2 because he has Krypton fighting on the inside of Stubley. Krypton's not going to try to launch it on the inside of Trepago. Oh, he doesn't have the drive on the inside of the V-Carb, though, and he gets a little loose, loses the position to Vamu.
Oh, God, this is amazing. What a battle.
What a battle for the lead here. It's anybody's game. Vamu is in the fight. Stubby's in the fight. Everybody down to P10, honestly, is still in the fight for this win.
Oh, look at that lead, though. Mindset, 9/10. That gap opening up a little bit, but Tropico does have that DRS, so he should be able to pull back in.
Trepago on the mediums, Mindset on the hards, and Stubbly on the softs. We got all three compounds in the top three, and various different things going on for those drivers at this point in the race with the high degradation. I'm sure Stubbly is starting to feel that wear a little bit. Mindset could be coming into his own at this point with the hard tire, and Trepago is on the medium. He's kind of in between the two, trying to stay within the DRS range of Mindset ahead before he just checks out of this entire Grand Prix. I think he was within a second going across the detection point there, so he should have DRS coming across the line, but Stubbly is under massive pressure now from Bamu. Those guys were wheel to wheel in the last lap. Both of them have DRS now. Bamu pulls to the right. He's gonna have the inside line going into turn 1, but that all changes going into turn 2. Looks like Stubbly doesn't have the braking performance to fight back on Bamu this time, so McLaren is up into P3. But crucially,
Will be interesting to see when these guys pit, though.
that's 100%. The pit strategy is going to be very interesting as Trepago takes the lead going into turn 4. Or is this the up and under from Mindset? They're wheel to wheel into turn 5, but Mindset tucks right behind. We're switching the lead now, back and forth. Trepago, Trepago making a mistake. Looks like Mindset gets back ahead, and Bamu is through as well.
Stubbly is looking to go down the inside. Now it's going to be the outside going into turn 10, fighting it out with Trepago. Taking the outside line, a bit of contact, but nothing major. Trepago is able to keep that position. No, he actually loses it out to Stubbly, and he settles in behind.
And look who just took the lead of the race. Vamu.
Wow.
Into the
AM1 champion, former AM1 champion, is back at the top, baby.
Back at the top for Vamu. Very much so struggled with the controller on this game start of last season, but looks like he's turned that around this year. He's looking like a renewed man. He's fighting back at the front where he is used to in the past. I remember when I joined COS, Vamu was a force to be reckoned with. He is not a driver that you wanted to be up against, but that all changed for a couple seasons. Is he back now, finally, in season 15? He's under pressure from Mindset.
Krypton going inside of Trepago there, up into P4 now. Let's just talk about Kryptonic. He was nowhere last season, and now he's fighting at the top. That is so refreshing to see.
Yeah.
I love that for him. And if he can keep this up throughout the season, it is going to be, I mean, you're already seeing how this battle's going on. So, yeah, it'll be fantastic to see him up there back again.
Yeah, this battle is getting really crazy. Gio, even though he was starting on the front row, dropped down to P7, he's still in this fight. He's looking pretty racy now on the back of some good salt. They started this race together. They're going to be on the hards, and Stubbly and Krypton are going to have to pit at some point. So,
even Trepago, I think on this track, both softs and mediums were almost the same, if not like slightly. Softs were slightly faster, but it's not much of an advantage. Softs versus the medium. So Trepago, it'll be interesting to see when Stubbly, Kryptonic, Cam as well, who's on the mediums, Pugs, who's at the back of this train, when they pit. I think it's going to be around lap 9 to 10, maybe even this lap, who knows. We might see a couple of them jumping in.
100%.
As we were talking about it, Seb and Pablo have now made it to the back of this train.
We're all caught up. Oh, looks like the Alpine jumping into the pits last second. Trepago trying to pull a sneaky pit stop. Cam Tizzle follows him in. You can see.
Also, I think we missed it, but Nick AC, who's kind of behind Pugs, I think there, he's pit onto the hard tire, so he's already jumped in.
Fox has already called the pit. He's called the undercut. He is. Wait, what?
I think he had a wing change or something because he's far behind.
He's on the soft.
Sorry, who?
Who are you talking about? Oh, follower?
No, I was talking about Nick AC.
Oh, Nick AC. I think you said Pucks. Yeah.
No,
Huh.
Pucks has been on the soft since the start, and now he's beginning to drop from Geo though. So yeah, he's gonna be looking to pit this lap. Uh,
Pucks has lost a little bit of a gap, but top five still, or sorry, top six all still together. Pucks is gonna have to work a little bit with those dying softs to catch back up to this pack. But Vamu is in command in lap 9 of this race. Looks like it's going to
yep.
be a long one to go, though. It's both the top two drivers on the hards. When do they pit at this point? They're going a very long distance into the race.
They're going to lap 20. They have to, because if whatever tire they pick, it's not going to last 9 laps. So
Hmm.
they've or more than 9 laps. So they gotta go to lap 20, 21, even 22. Because you saw with Red Arrow last night, uh, if you are on the fresh softs at the end, you can gain about 2 seconds on the people who pit
Oh,
the hards.
Vamu and Mindset getting very close to contact there, but Mindset takes the lead of the race. We saw Pucks jumping into the pits there. He is letting the Haas
Smart
crew
move
work on
by
that
Puck.
Ferrari, getting a wing change, unfortunately, for Pucks here, but gonna get back out on track with that Haas mobile.
Let's see where Cam and comes out in relation to Pugs. Pugs is actually fallen back by a lot. He's been now overtaken by Lead the Follower. And
Yeah,
actually, Trepagoat is 2 seconds ahead of Cam.
Trepago with that early undercut, managing to pull a bit of a sneaky one on these guys. Got a yellow flag. I believe that was Haas. Could have been Pucks potentially coming out of the pits with those cold tires, setting off a yellow flag for a moment.
Unfortunate there for Pugs, but let's see if he can still get into the points at least by the end of this race. But it would be in the best interest of Trepagoat and Cam to work together, because the guys up at the front, if they have DRS at the end, they're gonna catch them. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. Or I don't necessarily mean Trepagoat slowing down for Cam, but if Cam can, push a little bit and catch back up, it's gonna be big. But yeah, Krypton wisely into the pits. It's surprising that Stubbly hasn't gone back in. He's still doing really well on those set of soft tires. Uh, taking them 11 laps. So kudos to him for that stint, or
Yeah,
for the
he's
stint he's in.
buying himself some tire age here. Mindset and Vamu duking it out for the lead again. Oh, very, very close there. Vamu was a little bit quick at the apex, had to slow it down to open the steering wheel up a bit more.
Looks like Kryptonic is doing a soft, medium strategy, I want to say, because he's come back out on a set of soft tires again. So he's definitely doing a two-stopper.
Looks like that's is the plan here.
He came out ahead of Trepagoat. So yeah, that is actually interesting from his strategy perspective, because now he can just with that fresh clean air, he can pull away and open up that gap.
Yeah, Krypton is one of the ones, as well as Bandute, who have to go for another stop. They're going for a soft, medium strategy, looks like. And the top 7 are the only other ones have yet to complete their pit cycle. So everybody else, Trepagoat down to Fragley, I believe. They're on their final set of tires for tonight. A hard tire they're hoping to run to the end. And it's kind of stabilized out front. Stubbly is still opting to stay out on lap 12 on those softs. Is he buying himself some tire delta for the end of this race? If he wanted to watch out for that tire life really comes into play lap 27, 28, 29. Ooh, a little bit of a slide there for Stubbly, as we were just talking about him. He's
Yeah,
really
I think
struggling with those tires.
yeah, those rears should be, as Geo actually surprisingly is 1.2 seconds behind. So I remember someone saying, there's going to be a Ferrari dominance with four fans. Well, that's taken a bit too far, I want to say now, because it is not Ferrari dominating the field right now. It is a free for all at the moment.
It's
Seb and
anyone's game.
Pablo are actually still battling it out for that P6 spot. Both on those hards, trying to catch back up to the front of the field. They've not been able to though. They're always like 2 seconds, but they're not catching as much. Krypton actually is the one catching the front of the field now. He when he came out of the pits, he was about 18 and a half, 19 seconds behind. Now he's brought that gap down to 15 and a half. So a few more laps at this, and he'll be right at the back, I think. And yeah, with those fresher mediums at the end, maybe he'll challenge for that win, possibly.
W's lost ground with those ahead. He wisely jumps in the pits this lap, and that is the end of his stint on the softs. It took him to about lap 13, and he is now
Great.
jumping the pits. Vamu is in the lead of the race into turn one. Those guys not separated by much nose to tail, and looks like valuably that battling has brought some good salt within DRS range. Mindset's going to fight back here. Don't know if Vamu's going to fight that one. They are wheel to wheel for a moment. Mindset sneaks right through. So is this going to be another Mindset masterclass tonight? He hasn't disappointed the Ferrari team yet, starting on pole and managing to keep that position through 13 laps, despite battling it out with multiple other drivers. Everybody's kind of had their own crack at Mindset, but he is the one that is consistently been in the lead, along with Vamu for the last few laps. So anybody's game here, though. As we said, there's still quite a few drivers within DRS. A couple other drivers on different strategies deciding to pit earlier. We'll see how it all shakes out towards the end of this race. But
Stubbly actually, right behind Trepagoat now. Great stint from him on those softs because he's. Oh, Nick AC's out. Nick AC has spun it, and it's a safety car. Ooh, this is gonna get spicy. What do the hard runners do now? Because that soft or medium tire is gonna be really vulnerable. Vulnerable. Wow, I cannot say that word. Vulnerable. If they take it to the end of the race, 14 laps on a soft or medium tire. Even Stubbly only managed 12 laps on them. So, ooh, this is gonna be interesting now. Top two going in for a set of medium tires, I would assume. I think Kryptonic now, if he puts on those hards, I think he's probably in the best position along with the. Well, no, actually, it's going to be Kryptonic because he's the only one who has a set of hards. Stubbly, I don't think will pit. Trepagoat also not choosing to pit. So yeah, Krypton, yeah, wisely puts on that hard set of tires, and he's probably going to be one of the favorites for the win now. Ooh, this just got spicy.
it get very interesting as soon as Burn Mylander creeps out of the pits. You know you're in for a bit of a surprise. Did have a replay save. Let's take a look at what possibly that could have been. Oh, yeah, that just that didn't save properly. That's perfect. All right, let's get back to the safety car overlay. All right.
Well, it's our first week back, so we'll get things sorted.
Working out the kinks, yep.
Yeah. It also gives a chance to guys like Pugs, Lead the Follower, Pablo, and everybody else, Cam, to get back into this race. Although Kryptonic is in P11 right now, he has the freshest tires over Pugs, Lead the Follower, Pablo, Seb, and everybody, I think. And the top 4 or 5 have those mediums on, and I don't think they will last 15 laps, 14 laps, and they will feel really bad at the end, I think.
Yeah. Stubbly as well on those one lap old hards. He had just pit before the safety car came out, so he's looking pretty strong here as well. It's all going to be about tire wear at this point, as you mentioned. It's a very high degradation.
Yep.
We're going to see the tires fall off. Will the mediums have enough juice in them? They do have the track position right now, but will they have the life in them to last another 15 or so laps once we get going green here?
Lead the Follower, though, he's done 9 laps on those hards, didn't pit. Pucks 4 laps on those hards, didn't pit. J Supreme 5 laps on those hards, didn't pit. Trepagoat 5 laps on those hards, didn't pit. Honestly, Stubbly is actually looking like
Yeah, that's what I said.
best place at this moment, right? Because he has the freshest tires at the front. Kryptonic also, but he's in P11. So, and he has the buffer, or he can the top guys can use someone like Lita Follower as a buffer and open up that 1 second plus gap for, and then Kryptonic might not even make it. So Bubbly slow is looking like the favorite right now for me.
It wasn't long before Mindset's Hard Tires was able to keep ahead of the medium runners behind them. Wonder when that crossover point is going to come now that they're on a little bit lighter fuel. Um, yeah, should be coming in maybe this lap. Actually, there is the Williams of Pepe Chalice is quite a distance away from these drivers.
Chubb as
So
well. Chubb as well. So you got Chubb, Heavy Chalice, and everybody well behind. So I think it's going to go on for another lap.
yeah, and don't forget, Vamu does have a 3-second time penalty to his name. Some Good Salt is on 2 warnings already. Mindset's the only one without any warnings in the top 3. Is Treppa Goat P4, no warnings as well. So track limit's not usually too big of a worry here, but if you're in the position of Some Good Salt where you've already taken 2 through 15 laps, it is a bit of a pressure situation to keep it between the lines. You do not want to pick up any 3-second time penalties here, especially with the rest of the grid keeping it mostly clean as it is, only 12 seconds on the board.
Let's ask the chat here. Who do you think is going to win right now from this position? Who is best placed to get that W tonight? Do you think it's going to be between the Ferrari or Vamu, maybe with his 3 seconds, maybe not? Is it going to be Salt, Trapagoat, Stubbly, maybe, or someone like Pugs or Cam or Kryptonic to do something special from the back? Who do you think? Potty says Stubbly. Yeah, I think Stubbly as well. But does he have that raw pace though? Actually, Lita Follower goes into the pits, so maybe a smart move on his behalf. He did have that old heart, so if he puts in those mediums right now, he'll do like a couple of laps less behind the safety car. So maybe that's a good thing for him, Lita Follower. We'll see. Grab some water.
Stubbly started. Yeah, I know it's been fast and furious since the lights went out. These guys did not wait for anything. They were going. It's about to start again as well now that we've bunched the grid back up again. That intense DRS train that we had for the first 7 or so laps is surely gonna come to fruition again. Gonna be, I think this lap we're gonna go green. Believe that Williams is catching up now. The follower just catching up to the back of the queue now as well. So this should be the final lap behind the safety car. Bryn Mylander thankfully not running out of gas this time. Mercedes fully stocked on fuel.
Tire temps at the start will be interesting though, as the drivers are weaving furiously to get the temperatures up on that DRS straight. The hard tires, let's see how well they're up to temperature. Trapagoat, Stubbly, those guys will be in a little bit of a bother at the start of the race, or at the start, or at the restart, sorry. So it's going to be interesting.
Safety car has been called in for this lap, so Mindset is keeping the pace. He's going to be responsible for taking the field away on lap 17. You can see everybody weaving the tires, trying to heat them up. Mindset is in Raikkonen mode, just straight down the gut. And when is he going to jump? Through turn 14, through turn 15 now.
No, he hasn't. Or has he? He has.
He has hit the gas now. We are going green on lap 17. And has he got a good enough jump on those behind? Oh, a little bit of glitching there. Looks like Vamu is covering off Some Good Salt in the P1. Oh, some late braking there from Trepagoat. There's some contact actually in the back, and he has lost the back of the car. Trepagoat is around in the Alpine.
He's come back out in P11 now. Actually, Gio's actually falling back. Oh, I think it was because he was overtaking Stubbly. Sebaniel is up into P5 on those mediums. Now Gio can look to catch the top 3 right now.
And the top 3 getting away from that collision there. Oh, Haas on the inside. That looks like Pucks on the inside of Pablo. Not leaving too much room on the exit there for the Mercedes driver, and he's going to lose potentially a
Oh,
second
Chumbago
position.
he's actually ghosted right now, trying to make a move down the inside of Cam, but no space there. DB the best, losing out a couple of positions. Mindset actually has broken the DRS.
Mindset.
Although Wamu is trying to get back in there.
It's right on the edge right now. Could he close in between? Oh yeah, thanks for that.
Oh yeah, safety car overlay.
Yep. My bad.
Yep, I think he is back. Although DRS will be enabled this lap. Some good salt, putting pressure on Vamu. Stubbly actually losing ground. Those hards not really up to temperature.
Not ready to fire up quite yet on the hard tire.
Stubbly weaving on the straight there to get those temperatures up. As Pablo on those softs is trying to make a move. He has to pit again, I think, Pablo.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call was there. It's a long 11 laps. We did see Stubbly do it earlier on with heavier fuel. Potentially could be looking for that same kind of length of stint, but those soft tires going to be crying at the end of it. You can just see how much more grip he has compared to Stubbly ahead, just pushing him through 5, 6, and 7.
Mindset is flying right now. The Moon not able to catch back up. He needs to work together with Salt to be able to catch back up to the Ferrari right now.
Oh, and Pablo down the inside in turn 10. He's going on the inside of Stubbly there. Stubbly on those hard tires who could not get them fired up on the restart.
I would let Pablo go through though right now because he will help you catch back up to the top guys. They're now 3.5 seconds behind the leader, so Stubbly could really work together with Pablo here to catch back up.
Could just hang on to the coattails of Pablo here. Pablo did have the DRS going into turn 11. Managed to get that move done, and it's going to be up to Stubbly now to fire up those hard tires with 10 laps to go. There is a bit of a gap between this man you can see on your screen and the top 5.
Salt making a move up into P2. Not really working together though. The move should have been slowing down a little bit more, but he can take the lead back now again of this train and use that to get closer to Mindset. 1.3, 1.4. These drivers not really working together as much as I expected it.
I think both of them think that they're the one to lead the charge, so Salt feeling that he might be the faster car at this moment, whereas Famu is not ready to give up that position just yet. Is losing ground to Mindset ahead. If they want to catch, they're going to have to try something here, because Mindset is just going to check off into the distance just like he had planned. And he's looking really strong right now, the previous season AM1 driver returning to the grid yet again.
Let's see. Pablo is not catching up as much as I expected him to, though. Stubbly actually losing the ground and Pablo as well. So those hards are just not working. Mediums looking like the tire to be on right now. Yep, Mindset is checking out.
Mindset is checking out of this race. Salt really doesn't want to see Mindset drive any further away. He is looking really aggressive on the back of the McLaren ahead, who won't have DRS down the straight. Surely this will be almost a slam dunk move. Vermouth hanging on the racing line. Is he going to let Gio pass as well? Both, a little bit of a lockup. Wheel to wheel into turn 1. But Gio gets that position done, and he is going to be chasing down Salt as they're both set off cost Mindset. And that actually did close the gap just a little bit down the DRS straight to Mindset ahead. Some good Salt within 1.7 of the Ferrari driver ahead. He is in a Ferrari sandwich though. Gio has the position to try and knock Some Good Salt off the racing line and just slow him down a little bit. But Some Good Salt setting purple sector 1. He has been unleashed despite losing a bit of time there in turn 8.
Yeah, I think, like I said, if he can work together with Gio and not fight, they can close the gap. We'll see how this race unfolds. The move right behind Seb, also having a fantastic debut up in P5 after that set of safety cars did bring him back into the top fight. Pablo slowly closing in. Stubbly and Cam not doing too much, as well as Kryptonic, all within the DRS now in the second train. We shall see. We shall see. The race is still a few laps still to go.
Yeah, anything can happen still at this point. We did see a safety car come out at one point. I was thinking just before that we still have 20 drivers on the grid, which is amazing, and still 19 now. But look at who is going to be under pressure. Gio actually makes the move done on some good salt.
Yeah, Saul really shouldn't be fighting in that position. Just give him the space and then try and overtake at this straight to close the gap. But you know, and Vamu making the move down the inside. A little bit of contact maybe with Salt, but nothing doing. They hold the position.
They're going to need to be relying on the pace of Gio now to claw them back in. Gio, who did the ultimate team move in qualifying to gift Mindset a tow down the back straight for his pole position lap. Is Gio now going to fight back and hopefully take the P1 in this race for him and his championship? Who knows if he has the pace? It's still staying around 2 seconds. His mindset just managing this pace nicely. Doesn't want anybody to get too close. 2 seconds is a gap that he's comfortable with. Whereas someone got to take the charge here towards him. Not sure.
Looking at the back here, Stubbly, Cam, Krypton, and Trepagoat, Pugs. Oh! Cam loses it, and Stubbly and Kryptonic go through. Those mediums possibly not working as well as Cam expected it to. Did Cam do medium, medium? No, he went medium, hard, medium, right?
Let me check. He has done. Cam has done 2 pit stops.
Okay, okay, yep. So he doesn't have to stop again. Salt back up in P2.
Cam Tizzle sending a move on the inside of Krypton there, with Stubbly behind him. Cam is under pressure now from the V-Carb. Stubbly. Krypton holds on to that position nicely. Stubbly looking for the up and under. A little bit of contact between the Red Bull and its sister team, and Stubbly goes through into turn 5.
Can these hard runners now be unleashed to? Oh, bit of contact between Cam and Stubbly there. Cam hitting the back of Stubbly, but no damage, I think, on the Red Bull there. Stubbly going a bit wide out of turn 11. That opens the door up for Cam to make the move, going into this DRS zone. Nothing doing here. Cam is still behind in P9. Trepagoat 10, Pugs 11, 12th lead the follower. They'll be looking for some points now. I think also Kryptonic is slowly started to catch back up to Pablo. His soft tires must be, out at this point. Mindset is in the league of his own now. He's checked out.
Ooh, Gio overtaking Salt into turn 1. Get a great view from Vamu, who's trying to size these two up. Looking to the outside, looking to the inside. He's got the DRS. He's using the DRS. Gonna try to brake later than Salt into turn 4, and he does just that and takes back P3. I think these guys have accepted that Mindset is just checked out of this race. He was looking like he's going to claim the first win of the season, and these guys are squabbling over P2 tonight. Gio holding down the Ferrari 1-2 as it stands with that move into turn 1, but all those drivers behind just biding their time. This is a question of when do you make the move to win the, well, not win the race, but get the most out of your position at the right time. I believe none of these drivers from Gio all the way down to Sebanuel here are in the fight here for P2.
But Moo, it does have that 3-second time penalty though, so Salt will inherit that P3 spot. I don't think with this pace right now, Gio is gonna catch Mindset unless Mindset makes a mistake. So the best he'll be looking to get out of this race is a P2. But that's still a 1-2 for Ferrari, but it hasn't been a dominating Ferrari 1-2 that everybody was expecting. So that is actually very refreshing to see. as Krypton actually is all over the back of Pablo right now. He has caught back up to the Mercedes.
Krypton not with DRS on this straight. And actually looking at back, Cam is under pressure. He moves to the inside. Trepagoat around the outside. Now he's trying to make a bit of a recovery drive, the Alpine.
Looking at the battle at the back here, Fragley, let's not forget these guys. We have not shown them enough love this race, but Fragley, Bandu, Supreme, all the way back to Srazzle are having a great fight for
Oh my, yep.
P14.
And look at this, bad dude is on the inside of Fragley. Leaves him the space. Nicely done. Yeah, these guys not fighting for points tonight, but there's a fantastic little battle forming here between these drivers. J Supreme's involved as well. Heavy Chalice is in there. What do we have on our hands here? As we go towards turn 9 and 10, Shirazel actually picking up a 3-second penalty there in the back of this pack that you can see. And, that's at least good, is everybody is in their own little battle. It doesn't look like anybody's too much on their own, except for DB there, unfortunately. He's in a bit of a no man's land, as well as mindset, but everybody, aside from those two, in their own little battle this race, trying to fight it out with the other drivers and get some good wheel-to-wheel racing in.
Yeah, I mean, you'd rather be mindset than DB right now.
You would rather be, that is, thank you, Sherlock Holmes, in the booth tonight. Devil has been kidnapped. We got Sherlock, special guest appearance from the celebrity.
As Vamu gets back up into P2. Sebaniel actually is now up into P4. Overtaking some good salt there. So maybe those mediums are starting to die out as Kryptonic moves up into P6. Overtaking. Oh! Pucks has spun! Pucks is out! I mean, not out, but he's out of the points. And he's now down in a mere 13th position, catching up to the back here of battle for P14, which is now going to be a battle for P13, unfortunately for Pugs.
Pugs losing a couple positions to DB there. Now he's joined the fight with Fragley, Bandude, Supreme, Chalice, Chubb, and Schurzall at the back of the grid. Looking to distance himself. Oh, a little bit of a move. Oh no! Looks like a kick Sauber actually is around. Fragley, Schurzall. No, that's Fragley actually.
Fragley.
All the way around, losing the back end in turn 8. Super easy to do in that hairpin, just lose the traction. And he's unfortunately lost the distance from the battle that he was in before. We're approaching, well, we are at 5 laps to go, about to cross the line for 4 laps to go now. Mindset in a commanding lead at this point, 4.3 seconds ahead of those behind. He is just running down the laps at this point, looking to make no mistakes. But P2 up for grabs. Ramu with the 3 seconds is going to lose a position now to Gio. And Sebanuel looking very close to the McLaren up ahead.
Stubbly and Kryptonic also exchanging positions now. Stubbly up into P6, Kryptonic P7. Both of them overtaking the softs of Pablo now. Yeah, I think these two. Oh, Pablo making it 3 wide. And he's now sandwiched between the V-Carb and the Aston. And he still manages to keep that position, so fair play to Pablo there.
Fair play, keeping that position for Fragley with another 3 seconds. Huge lock up there from Stubbly into 8. And I just was watching the battle behind, and then all of a sudden it was 3 wide into 4. Courtesy of Pablo Plays, always providing the excitement on track.
Need the follower now up into P9. He's having a good battle with Trepagoat and Cam Tizzle. DB the best actually is slowly trying to close in. Lead the follower also trying to catch a back of Kryptonic now. So if these guys can go, all bunch up together, that's going to be another big fight.
It is going to be a big fight. I think Lead the follower making a great recovery now, and could he join that fight with Stubbly, Pablo, and Krypton ahead? So we're now going down to 2 laps to go, I think, or 3 laps to go now. Yep.
I think Sebaniel is going to make a move on Vamu now, up into P3 for Seb. He's quietly had a really good race. He had a moment, I think, at the start but he's recovered well now, up into P3. A shout for P2 now. Going into the last 2 laps after the end of this one. So we'll see how that goes for the Alpine.
He's actually made up the most positions of anyone in the race at this point, the late stage of the race, as well as Stubley at 5 positions. But Seb is at 7 positions gained in the Grand Prix. Fantastic performance, as you said. Very quiet performance. It was the other Alpine at one point who was leading the team and having a good result, but it's completely flipped on its head now. Seb is the lead Alpine, and he's looking like he's going to score some decent points tonight. Sitting P3, he's got a 3-second penalty behind him. He's keeping touch with the man in P2 ahead.
Yeah, Gio though slowly starting to pull away. So yeah, he is trying to increase that gap. It is over a second now. Not sure if Seb has enough battery to get back within the DRS. He does though. He barely gets back, which is crucial going into lap number 28 now of 29.
28 of 29, 2 laps to go. It's been a very exciting race. Lots of people to enjoy with us in the chat. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us. If you did enjoy, hit that follow button. We'll see you guys next week and every week for contest of speed action. But this one's yet to be resolved in terms of P2 on track. Looks like Mindset just working the fastest laps every single lap. He is extending his lead every single time around the track. But Seb is pretty close to Gio now. He's closed in to 0.6 of a second through the first sector. Is this where Gio's setup is just taking form and coming to life, extending the gap a bit so Seb doesn't have an opportunity?
Well, he does have this DRS zone though coming up. That will put him at the back, but he did have a moment on the exit. So did Gio, I think, but we'll see. It's all about that ERS. Vamua is now out of DRS though, so that actually also takes out Salt in for the running of the podium. So it's essentially now a battle for P2. Salt is kind of nailed on to get P4, and Vamu nailed on to get P5.
Definitely, unless Krypton can close the gap enough. He is on the hard tire, which at this stage of the race should be the favorable tire. He's within 3.2 of Some Good Salt ahead, and Vamu is with the 3-second penalty. So he's got to close that gap to about 2 seconds if he wants to have a chance at Vamu. But here we go, starting the final lap. Vamu is...
Seb is up into P2 now. Doesn't get the best exit, but can Gio fight back going into the second DRS zone? Seb is blinking, so is Gio, I think. Seb is keeping the position. Maybe Gio is holding out for that final straight, the back straight, to make that overtake and get back up into P2. Some Good Salt up into P4. Stubley up into P6, overtaking Kryptonic.
Still positions to play for towards the end. We've got 3 groups of 2, all very close together here on track. Seb making a crucial move. He's going to be at the demise of the not having DRS at this point. Ferrari right behind him using the slipstream. He has the DRS. Are we going to see a move going into turn 11? He gives him the outside, but Gio is going to try to send it around the Alpine. It's a long left-hander, this one, but he's going to have the inside now going up to turn 12. Oh my goodness, these two wheel-to-wheel for P2 on the final lap.
Both without any ERS whatsoever. It's all going to be down to the engine and the setup, I think. But Gio looks like he has it. Unless we see a big send down the inside from Seb. No, he chooses to sit back. Will he take the position going into... It's going to be close across the line. Who's going to get P2? It is going to be Gio.
Gio gets P2. Seb coming P3, Some Good Salt P4, and Stubley coming home for P5. Krypton P6, Pablo P7, hanging out on the softs.
Vamu actually dropped down to 8.
Yes, and that's what I was saying, is those hard tires were just coming into play, and they actually pulled Pablo all the way past Vamu with them. So that was a crucial last lap.
Yeah, like, they were closing so much to these guys up at the front. But Mindset, let's just talk about him. He just dominated. It didn't matter if he was on the hards. the mediums, the softs. He just dominated in that second stint.
That second stint did belong to Mindset. There was a bit more fighting in the first stint with the leader of the race that caused more excitement, but the drivers behind him in this second stint decided to squabble a little bit more, and that just gave him enough breathing room to just check out of that race. So first round goes to Mindset. He is the championship leader after round one. I believe with Gio finishing in the top 5 as well, they're going to be the de facto constructors leaders after round one. But let's take a look at the podium celebrations. Double Ferrari podium, and we've got the other podium finisher, Sabanuel, on there as well for Alpine. Taking the biggest trophy home is Cost Mindset. It's another Mindset Masterclass. We have to look at the meme one more time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry on Mindset's behalf, but he's just going to send it to us no matter what. But yeah, good race, Mindset. Good first round. Great job to Ferrari. Actually securing that double podium, the 1-2. And it was far from that. Ferrari 1-2, I guess, is a much smaller description than to encompass the entire race. But good race to those guys. Let's take a look at the final order now. We've got Cost Mindset, obviously, taking the win of that race. PAGO is in P2, Seb P3, Some Good Salt P4, Stelby P5, Kryptonic P6, Pablo Plays P7, Bamu P8 dropping down after those penalties, Trepagoat P9. Unfortunately for him, he was doing so well, just had a bit of a moment in that second stint, dropping down P9, and Lead the Follower is in P10. That is your top 10 for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Devil, are we going to do some interviews tonight? What do you think?
Sure, why not?
Let's do some interviews.
That was an exciting race, and yeah, we can talk to the drivers.
Yeah, we'll ask the drivers a couple questions. So if you're interested in that, stick around. But if not, thank you guys so much for joining us in round one. If we won't see you for the news, we'll see you guys next week.
Welcome back to Contest to Speed.
Contest to speed.
Contest to speed.
Contest of speed.
Hello?
Welcome back, everybody. We're here in the interview booth. Oh my god, who just ripped a fart? That's very unprofessional of you. We just saw round one of the AM1 Championship, Bahrain Grand Prix in the books. What a performance. Double Ferrari podium. Who got in the booth here with us? I don't even know. I'm assuming Mindset just ripped ass.
We got
Yeah, I'm
Seb
sorry.
and Mindset right now.
Seb and Mindset in the booth. Perfect. And there's Gio. Awesome. So we have our top three joining us tonight. Let's start with Seb, the Alpine driver in your debut, getting a podium in contest speed. How was your race, sir?
Can you hear me fine, by the way?
Yeah, can hear you all good.
Perfect. Oh, the race was stressful, man. I mean, I started in P10. I went for the hard strategy and went all the way back to P15. So I was really waiting it out. That safety car definitely came in clutch, but I was flying up there. It was a stressful race, but definitely glad to get up in the podium. That was a stressful race, and appreciate Gio for the battle on the last lap.
Yeah, definitely a very, very close battle between you guys, and honestly, the entire front of the field that night. The first stint was super close. Your teammate had a bit of a moment, but that's kind of where you came to life. What was the key in the second stint for you to get towards the front of the grid?
Just patience, honestly, because I knew how hard the grid was battling ahead. So there was no reason for me to cook my tires and kind of waste my time in those battles. I kind of preserved a lot of ERS and just saved my tires for the late stint, and that ended up working well. I timed my overtakes I think, at the right times. Of course, Gio made that move on the last lap in the second DRS, but he was faster than me in sector 2 anyway, so he was probably going to defend it if I was behind.
Yeah, definitely a very exciting race from the commentary booth. Definitely, just you guys were. I think Devil and I were just buzzing about how close it was for the first stint. Devil, you have any questions for our P3 finisher tonight on their debut?
Not really. Talk us through qualifying because I thought you could have finished higher, but did you make a mistake on your last run? Did you invalidate, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, so I believe it's turn 8, the hard hairpin right before the sector 2 DRS. I went a little wide. So I was 3 tenths ahead, so I just wanted to see where my pace was at. So I just continued to push. It would have put me to P7 in qualifying, I believe. So I would have been right behind the other Alpine is where I would have been. But I knew my race pace was faster than my qualifying pace anyway, so it was kind of what it was expected, but it was unfortunate.
Yeah. And also, when you looked at the qualifying results, did you think, okay, these guys up at the front are too fast? Because when it came down into the race, it did not feel like that, at least from the comms booth.
I well definitely I saw like Koss, his time coming in, and I'm like, oh, that was relatively quick. But in this game, it's all about staying in DRS anyway. Of course, with higher fuel, the lap times start to kind of get a lot closer, especially when your tires are a bit colder. So staying in that DRS early was key. So I wasn't really stressing. I was honestly going in. It's like, you know what? I'm still gonna win this race. I'm gonna put everything into it, no matter how fast these people are. So
Yeah,
they were
you
quick,
did.
but
Yeah, you did great. But also, last question, I guess. How did the tires feel at the end? Because from what I can see in a graphic that I have, it was about like 70%, something like that, 65 percent wear. How did that feel?
I felt like at times I was a little slidey, but then when I started to notice the slidey kind of grip, I started to kind of slow down into the braking, and I didn't even notice my tires were that bad. I didn't even bother looking at the chart, and I just felt like I'm able to manage them at that point. As long as they're not punctured, you're still going.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you definitely did a great job. P3 on your debut. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Definitely, congratulations, sir. Fantastic performance. Solid podium to start off the season with, and such a short season, so getting those points early is really important. So, good job. We'll see you next week in Japan for you. Move on now to Gio, I believe, is second P2 finisher for the Ferrari. Gio, welcome to the commentary booth. First of all, congratulations on your result. I have a question for you coming out of qualifying. We saw you kind of bail out of your final run and give a totem mindset. Was it always the plan there, or did you make a mistake on your lap and you thought, well, I might as well just give my teammate a hand here? What was the plan going into qualifying?
Yeah, absolutely. But first, shout out to my teammate P1, amazing, and Seb. I mean, those battles, we were stuck in the back, and just battling up front was amazing. But yeah, quali. That last run, I I overfueled and I didn't warm up my tires properly. I think when I started the run, I was like 165 degrees or 170, so I totally outshot turn one. I tried to recover on turn two, turn three, but then I gave up on turn four. And then I figured, hey, my teammate's behind me. Might as well give him a toe at the end, see what he could do.
Yeah, definitely. It worked out. You guys locked out the front row. And we were, based on the gaps, kind of calling a dominant Ferrari performance tonight. And while you guys did come out with the 1-2, it was far from an easy race for you guys. Like you said, you had some crazy battles with Seb and a few of the other drivers out on grid. Talk us through that, especially that first stint early on in the race. You were losing a lot of positions early on. What was going on there?
Yeah, absolutely. I normally don't start on the harder compounds, so it was kind of like not a first time, but in online kind of league racing, it was kind of a first time I started on the hard compounds. And I was giving up ground initially, and I just didn't want to spin out or get damage or damage someone else, so I kind of gave up positions just to be safe. And I knew if I just stuck in the train and just saved, ERS and just sat there patiently, I could make moves at the end in the second stint, which it ended up working out. But I mean, I was almost 7-8 seconds behind my teammates, so it was kind of rough at the end.
Yeah, definitely. Mindset kind of checked out. You guys were all caught in the battle for P2 at that point, but really well done to stick it out and managed to get that P2 result in the end. Devil, you have any questions for our P2 finisher, Mr. Gio? Congratulations again.
First of all, congratulations. Uh, Looking at the race, especially the second stint, did you feel like if maybe you guys, I don't know, it felt from the comms booth that maybe a couple of, not you necessarily, but some at that particular time, whoever was in P2, P3, they were kind of fighting instead of trying to catch back up to mindset. Maybe. Do you think whoever was there in P2, 3 at that time, they could have done better, and you guys could have probably used each other to catch back up?
That's a great question. During the race, I was thinking about that, but I mean, it's kind of hard because you just have this overspeed going into turn one, and then you got overspeed going into turn four. It's like it's so hard to pull away because you burn ERS so quickly. But at
Hmm.
one point, I made it through. I went from I think P6 to P2, and then I was catching on my teammate. But just Seb and the guy in the McLaren, I mean, they were just too fast down the straight, and they kept catching up to me. And at that point, Koch even said it to me. He didn't want to risk giving me DRS, forsaking the pulling 2 or 3 cars up to the
Yeah.
front. We don't want to take the big risk there. So
Yeah.
that's probably what happened.
Yep. And how did your tires feel at the end there? Those mediums.
Oh, dude, they were rough, man. I had to keep playing like brake bias, man. I made 2 mistakes in the turn one. I thought I was going to lose the car. It was pretty rough there in the last couple of laps. I'm not going to lie.
Well, at least at the end it all worked out, and a fantastic result, P2 on your debut. So I can't complain. A good start. So congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. And again, Seb, amazing job, man.
Congratulations again to Gio and Seb, our P2 and 3 finishers. We're going to move on now to our winner tonight in AM1 to start off the season. It is Cost Mindset, another Mindset Masterclass. Mindset, you started on pole. You controlled most of that race, especially through the second stint, but they kind of threw it all at you and the kitchen sink in the first stint. Talk us through what you were thinking there when you're just under all sorts of fire from 2 or 3, 4 different drivers there in the first stint.
Honestly, first of all, I gotta thank my teammate for giving me the setup, or else I probably wouldn't have been able to do as good. But no, I went low on fuel, and not low on fuel, but I was lower, and I was like, okay, I might have to start saving. So I was honestly pretty surprised by the pace of Amu. I have no idea if he was pushing, but when I let those guys pass, I was just lifting and coasting through the corners, trying to gain some fuel back, and I was trying to work with Vamu at one point to try and like slingshot away from the soft runners, since me and him were both on hards up front, but it didn't work out like that. But no, I think the pace was good the entire race. So
yeah, it definitely was good the entire race, especially in that second stint when you started to pull away. We're gonna kind of look forward now, I guess, with my next question. Moving on from tonight, what do you think is possible this season? You've been in Cost for a couple seasons now. You kind of have lost a few of your championship rivals from the past few seasons. Do you think that this one is the season for you?
yeah, I mean, it would be totally nice to win the drivers, but like I said to Gio before the race starts, I'm trying to win the constructors. I want to get some sort of title home. I want to work with my teammate. We got to make 1-2s. Those are beautiful. I love seeing those. So if
Definitely.
I can get the drivers, it'd be nice. But
So it's not going to be a Hamilton Rosberg. It's going to be a Hamilton Bottas kind of situation, eh?
I know. No, I don't. I think any chance we get, we can fight. But I think we would both do respect and not ruin each other's races.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Devil, you were on the grid the last couple seasons with this former and current AM1 driver, probably the top returning driver from last season. You have any questions for him?
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I just gotta ask, man. Like, how did you pull that gap? Like, I mean, yeah. How? Like, I know you got that gap over the second in like lap 2 or after the restart in like a couple of laps. But then, like, we were just pulling away lap after lap, and I think you finished like 7 seconds ahead. Like, talk us through that second stint, because from the first stint, it didn't look like you could gap that much, but then you were just flying.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. It might be the Santa hat that I was wearing the entire race. It might be good luck, so I'm gonna have to wear that for the entire season. But no, like I don't know. The pace, it seemed fine. I was kind of just cruising. I was managing my ERS. Not cruising. I mean, I was pushing, I'll be honest, but I was managing the ERS, and I think Vamu was getting into some fights, but my setup was really good in the middle sector, and I noticed I was gaining so much in the hairpin and the right-left S's. So that's kind of where I saved the battery, and then I used on the straights, and it just kind of let me get away from there, and then once he was out of DRS, he just couldn't catch back up.
Yep. Well, it paid off, and well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I can't wait to watch the stream back.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was fire.
Yeah.
The first half at least was. Second half. I mean, second half was good too, but yeah, the first stint was amazing.
First stint was
Yeah,
definitely crazy. Yeah.
I kept peeking over and seeing the graphics, and I'm like, okay, this is about to be fire.
Yeah. No, I've worked out a few kinks from last night, so it should be a bit better today. But yeah, anyways, congratulations, Mindset, on your win this season. Back on the top step. Start the season with a commanding win for you and Ferrari. Congratulations. So yeah, that'll conclude the podium interviews tonight. Congratulations again to our top 3, Mindset, Gio, and Seb. Thank you guys all. Thank you all for joining us tonight. This is gonna conclude the first week of season 15 in Contest of Speed. So just a massive shout out to all the admins, EU admins, AM admins, and everybody else, commentators, all the drivers who have participated this week. Really looking forward to the season. Thanks for all making it possible. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week in Japan. It's gonna be same time, same place, Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. The next Contest of Speed race though is Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern or 9 p.m. UK. Next AM race is gonna be Wednesday night for AM2, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you there. Peace.
Welcome back to Contest to Speed.
Contest of Speed.
Contest of Speed.
Contest of Speed.